Hello all, Viro here, and welcome to Three-Way Stop. I am here with Angry Monkey and Fruit, and
Hello. Hello.
and today we are going to be pretty much this is kind of a pre-season episode to the project we've been working on together. Um, so obviously for a season like this where we kind of need games to play, and I decided the best option for this is to have each of us nominate 10 games for the season, and so the season itself is only going to be 10 episodes long, but between the 30 games we nominate together, we're going to have a random wheel decider to pick our next game of choice in the season. So that is how the format of choosing games is going to go this year. I will let well, as far as introductions go, I am Viro, and if you've been on my channel, you would notice that I kinda am a collector of everything. Um,
I'm
Very,
also a
very
collector of
content.
everything.
um, I would say also this first season is gonna revolve around NES games, so that's gonna be what we're all nominating around. And to end off my introduction, I probably have only beat like two NES games completely in my life, to be honest.
Hey, that's double the amount of games on the NES that I've beaten. I've only beaten one. And yes,
I've
it's
beaten a
on my
few.
list. But we will not I will not be beating it in this particular format. But maybe someday I will record it all the way to completion.
Oh yeah, because we had that rule against that type of game.
um, you never know when you're practicing and you might get really good at it, you might be able to beat it in less than an hour.
Possibly.
And we are talking about NES games, so
Yeah.
they're not particularly the longest, but
Oh wait, no, I guess I have beaten two NES games. I forgot that there is one of them that I managed to beat in 8 minutes or something. But
8 minutes.
world record here.
no,
I think that's close to the Mario Brothers 1 record. Maybe. I don't
The
know. Don't
original
criticize me on
Donkey Kong.
that.
My very first episode of Donkey Kong was like an 8 minute video, and that was me playing through it 2.5 times. But I'm sure somebody's beaten that in like a minute and a half or something. So I
Oh,
guess I
Okay.
have beaten two NES games.
Anyway,
I
that's
forgot
Angry Monkey talking.
Yeah, okay.
Was that your? Did you do your introduction? Was that your introduction?
no, I'm. You guys still need to do whatever it is you want to say for your introduction.
All right, well, I'm player two, I guess. So I guess I'm next. Hi, Angry Monkey here. I have like 1,500 games in my collection, and I don't play any of them because I'm weird like that. But I do have a Let's Play channel, which kind of helps force me to actually play some of those games on my shelf. Fruit or Citrus on my channel is also a regular on there as well, and hopefully he's able to come around more often, so that way he can force me to play some more games.
Yep. I'm player 3. I'm the purple one. I don't really have much of a collection, but I play like a ton of games. I have my whole life, so yeah. I'm here to play video games. Those guys are actually the talent, like making this. I'm just here for the ride.
You're the talent when it comes to playing. We're the talent when it comes to
Maybe.
creating.
That depends on the game.
True.
Let's.
You might pick Call of Duty NES collection.
It's going to be really interesting to see if we can keep up with certain games with Fruit. Because from what I hear, at least from Angry Monkey's description, Fruit is like a god among playing games, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll I'll put that.
Yeah,
I'll take that title.
both
That's very
Fruit
flattering.
and the other guy. There's another guy on my channel, Kajinama. The two of them, yeah. If there's a game that Fruit can't play or beat, Kaj has that beat, and anything that Kaj can't beat, Fruit can beat. And then there's me, who's just like left in the dust like every time, and I'm just like, you guys can wait for me. But they
No, you get in your bubble.
don't. I'll just hang out my bubble.
Also, before we get right into the listing of games, I do want to let everyone know that at the ending of this video, we are going to have a wheel spin to see what we're going to be playing in the first episode of this on March 18th.
That's the real highlight of this. No skipping ahead. You gotta watch the whole thing.
But yeah. But alright, I will get this started and we'll kind of go from me to angry to Fruit, then just kind of follow that process as far as listing off our games.
I actually forgot we were only doing 10 instead of 15, so mine are not sorted, so I'll have to like actively consider that.
Yeah, I went through because I had 17 games myself, so I'm like, all right, let's sort these out with like my top picks and then kind of my secondary picks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will sort them live.
I did kind of force him to pick more games than 10 because I don't know if we're going to have duplicates on this list or not between what we picked through.
I imagine we have a few, probably.
But, okay. So, I'm just going to start out with my counteraction to, unfortunately, one of Fruit's games was spoiled to me. So, I'm just going to start out with my counteraction to that. I picked Ghost and Goblins.
Oh gosh.
I actually
Are you good at that?
I actually had that as a kid, and so that was one of the games I actually owned. I never got past the second stage on that.
See, I've only played the Super Nintendo one. Is it different or?
It is different, yes.
Okay, yeah, that'll be yeah. I kind of hope that gets picked. That'll be fun.
But yeah.
Fine.
What was that?
I said his definition of fun is different than mine. The only thing about that game is it's torture. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's definitely about learning the enemy movements and such.
Okay. Okay. Let's hope that's not picked.
Your recovery.
Huh?
I said you're kind of like recovering your breath after that shock.
I figure rip the Band-Aid off, right?
Sure. And so that is now two games that have already been mentioned amongst us that I'm dreading. Although Fruit's pick I dread less than this. But
That's fair, because mine's easier than that game.
that's what I'm saying. I dread yours less than his.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine are kind of still in alphabetical order, even though I separated like my top picks from my second picks. Here's a game that I picked because it is a really horrible game. And it is so bad. The Angry Video Game Nerd has reviewed it, and I'm like, I don't know if I ever want to get this game. And then I found that game, like, I got to get this game. So my pick is Bible Adventures.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that like rare?
I don't know, like a $20-ish game. And we could decide on which of the three, because there's like three different games. You got like the Baby Moses one, you've got the Noah's Ark one, and I forget what the third one is. But we can either go through all three, or we can just pick one of the three or something.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I never played it.
I've also never played it. I picked it up, last November or something, and it's just sitting on my shelf, not played.
Nice. I do, well, know of that game from watching the Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, I never thought that would pop up in this, so.
I decided to pick a couple more obscure games. There are at least two on my list that the nerd has reviewed. So yeah.
Well,
Okay.
technically, Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed mine too, so.
True.
One of mine on the list is from that too.
Oh yeah, it is. Go ahead and
Oh
announce
yeah,
it.
okay, I guess technically two. All right, well mine, since Byro has played his hand, I'm going to play my strongest card too, and that will be, of course, the Battletoads, the original for the NES. I played it like a whole lot back in, it's like
The sad, th- the sad
2010.
thing is, I see myself getting further in Ghost and Goblins than I do on Battletoads.
Yeah,
I
let's.
I think I'll get slightly further in Battletoads than I would in Ghosts and Goblins, but
Yeah, if Ghouls and Ghosts even go off of Ghosts and
Ghouls and
Goblins, gonna be
Ghosts.
really scary.
But what's the difference? They're both
One's on
games.
Super Nintendo.
Okay, which one's that one?
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and Ghosts and Goblins is the NES game.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got
But
it.
yeah, so that's that's the one they all knew what was coming. So no surprises there really.
All
I'm
right.
shocked.
I was gonna save it for a little later, but then Virus like, blam.
I figured you should get it down first because like that's the one that we already know. So it's like, all right, get Battletoads out of the way.
And you know
Alright.
two of them.
All right. So now we're into unknown territory.
Well,
Well,
we know more of
mostly.
Yeah.
um. So my next game I picked is arcade classic. Um. Could beat it in under an hour if you're good enough. Marble Madness.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
That's a game I have on my wish list. I've never played it, but it looked interesting, so I'm excited for that one.
I'm. I kind of get into like Super Monkey Ball or like stage type stuff like that, where you just got to get to the goal. So that appealed to me. I've never owned it or played it, but I definitely want to, and that's probably where a majority of my list comes from, is that I just want to play it.
I got
think
a
I
couple.
played the Game Boy one, but I've never played the NES. It's like that isometric thing, isn't it? Like it's isometric view.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is it
Yes,
Mr.
Mr. Monkey. Mr. Monkey.
Okay. So yeah, so like I said, all my games I mostly picked just because I have them on my shelf, so it's easy for me to like record footage of. I don't have to worry about emulators or whatever. But yeah, like pretty much all these games except one are games that I've never beaten. So a lot of these are just, oh yeah, that'd be a good one. I mean, it's a classic or whatever. Anyway, Castlevania 3.
Okay.
Nice.
That one definitely the hardest one to me personally.
Then you'll be able to struggle along with me. Cool.
I don't.
I've never played. I've only played a little bit of Symphony of the Night on PlayStation. That's like really the only Castlevania game I've really played, and even then,
That's
I
very
only got,
different too.
oh yeah, and I've only got like maybe like 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, all right, well, I died, and when I come back to this later, and then I had to start the whole game over for some reason. So
Forgot to save.
I don't know how to save in that game, or like the save didn't work or something.
Yeah, it's like Metroid or Super Metroid. You gotta go to save points in the castle.
Yep, the save rooms.
I've only played out of the original three trilogy. I only played the first Castlevania.
That's my favorite. Like I played the three of them, but I think three is more impressive because you have like the multiple characters and the more elaborate stage design. But the stage design feels, I don't know, like one has a lot of like cheap stuff as well, but three just feels rough sometimes.
Right.
I almost picked 2 for the lulls, but I'm like 3 is probably like the most like polished of the 3
And
because
it's
it's
and it's more easy to keep track how far you are in that game.
Yeah, with two is kind of like Zelda 2. It's like, how do you even really know who's
all I know
ahead?
is the tornado thing.
Nice pick,
All right,
though.
thank you.
All right. So mine, this one's gonna be a pretty basic one, but Super Mario 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it'd just be of the three Mario games, I figured that one's probably the least likely to be picked. I thought, yeah, that's a fun one too.
Sure.
And of the three Mario games, it's the least. Well, I have experience with it, but it's the least one I have experience with.
I think that's pretty common. A lot of people just
Yeah.
don't think about it as much because it is
It's
very different.
same. Yeah, I agree.
Honestly,
Oh,
I. It's not a bad game. I just don't like it as much as the other Mario game formats.
That's fair. I mean, Mario 2 is just such a unique game, and I mean that was kind of the era of NES of okay, we're gonna make a sequel, we're gonna make it different, and that's why like Zelda 2 is so different from Zelda 1. Mario 2 is so different than Mario 1. Well, okay,
yeah.
American Mario 2, I should say, but yeah.
I had the what's it called? The collection on the Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that's how I played that one, especially number two. But
Probably.
that collection was weird. Like the first Mario game on that had like weird physics, but the other two felt good.
Okay, I've got it. I've got the non Mario World version of the All Stars.
That's the one I had. I had the Mario World one.
Okay, but I already have Mario World anyway, so it doesn't matter. I mostly got it for the revamped look of the NES games plus Lost Levels, which I'd probably never play, or if I do play, I know I'll never
That's
beat
the only
it.
way to play it because then you get the actual saves. If you play the NES cartridge, you don't get saves.
Right.
True.
All right. Now time for our third game. So mine is based on a cartoon license for this one. Uh,
Oh, that's okay. I'm ready.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
I was not
Okay.
expecting that. I was expecting something Disney.
Not quite. I do have one Disney game. I made sure to include one Disney game.
Yeah, I got a few too. They were great. Like Capcom Disney games are so good on that console.
I know the Capcom Disney games during the Super Nintendo and Genesis era. I don't really know too many of the Disney games in the NES era outside of there was one Mickey Mouse game, Mickey Mouse Arcade.
DuckTales.
But
Oh,
anyways,
Sonic and DuckTales. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
this specific game, it's just kind of your standard platformer kind of game.
Yeah, I think I played one on the Super Nintendo, but I never played one on the NES. The Tiny Toon games.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
All right,
It's been
Mr.
fun.
Monkey.
Okay. Um, so I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and say um, a response to Fruit's pick, or should I just go down my list to what I have in alphabetical order?
Now you can do it.
Whatever
you
you.
can do a cat card on me.
Okay, well, you said Mario 2, I had Mario 3 on my list.
I knew it. That's why I picked it because I figured, oh, he's gonna have
Yep.
Mario 3
And
or Mario 1.
I'm pretty sure Vyro has Mario 1, so we might go through all 3 Mario games.
Well,
But I
well,
mean, it is Mario, so that's fine, because it's Mario.
Yeah, Mario 3 is probably like the one of the most perfect games for something like this. Just a classic
Oh, yeah.
platformer.
I'm never actually like I can get to World 8 and such, but I never actually beat Mario 3 without like playing with other people or something like that, like handing off the controller.
World 8 gets rough.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned because I know that we won't get to World 8, or at least I won't.
Nah, warp whistles.
No, Not working. No whooping. It's legalness.
How about whistles?
Well, if you can whistle, you can do it while you're playing.
If you can whistle, you can work. Earn it legitimately.
Yeah, I think the furthest I've ever gotten in Mario 3 was maybe World 3. I don't think
Wait,
I made
what?
World 4 possible. Huh?
You said
I
you never
probably
gotten past World 3?
Huh?
Did you say you never gotten past World 3 in Mario 3?
No, you gotta remember, I'm terrible at video games.
Interesting.
Huh.
I
Well, on
told
that
you.
note,
I'm
Well,
told
on
you
that
bad
note,
at these games.
my next
What?
choice, number 3, is Kirby's Adventure.
Okay, I had that on my list too.
Ah, I sniped you.
Interesting.
Well, hey, I mean, it's still on the list, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Kirby's Adventure did pop up in my mind to put on my list, but um, I always felt it was it was never my favorite game because it always felt kinda too easy whenever I would try to start play it.
Yeah, Kirby games are kind of like that. I don't remember if Adventure, I haven't played that one in a while. I don't remember if it had like a bunch of hidden stuff, because that's kind of like the challenge of Kirby games is like finding all of the hidden items in each stage. I don't remember if Adventure had that.
Alright,
Which
well, I assume. Well, another condition we have is we're only allowed to pick one game in the series when we made our list. So I might as well get this out of the way. I do have Super Mario Brothers 1, and yeah, it's one of the games I've beaten on the NES.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah, I played that game over and over and over, and yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone who had that console did. It was like the game. It was
Well,
basically Wii Sports.
well, for me as a child, it was either that or Ghosts and Goblins.
Y'all pick Mario. I feel like get Ghosts and Goblins away from me. Give me Big Nose Italian Man.
No, you need to be a knight in shining armor with a lance,
Oh.
fighting the undead hordes to win back your woman.
I unfortunately can't remember too much of what I had when I was around 5 years old and such. But yeah.
I know what games I had when I was 5 years old. I had none.
None.
Okay, I guess it's my turn again.
Yes.
Indeed.
Proceed.
This was also an AVGN pick, and I mostly picked it because I wanted to throw in a couple obscure games that were on my shelf. Although after watching the Nerds review of it, I'm like, we're all going to hate this, or at least I am. But anyway, I'm picking it anyway. Goonies 2.
Oh, I never played that.
So, funny enough, I don't.
Nerd's most recent episode, by the way, so you guys can watch his latest episode where he goes through both Goonies 1 and Goonies 2, and Goonies 1 was never ported to America, and is significantly easier than Goonies 2.
I started to
Goonies
say,
2
like, what
is Goonies 2 is a where do I go kind of game.
was there? Was there like more Goonie movies? I only saw the first
No.
Goonie.
No, this is just a whole new venture.
Two
the-
Goonie games, only one
Well-
Goonie.
Well, Goonie was. The Goonies was based on the movie, and when they made Goonies 2, it was kind of a sequel to the game.
But since we never had Goonies 1 in America, Goonies 2 is like, okay, so this is like the sequel to a movie that we never got or something. Or you know
That's
what I
so-
mean? It's
That's
based
so
off
bizarre. It's like of all
Yeah.
the things, it's like this property that is completely American, like the frickin' Goonies. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
that game won't do well in America. Make that Japanese exclusive. That's
Yeah,
gonna be that's gonna be for the people.
It's so much easier than Goonies 2. Goonies 2 is like, what is this? Where do I go? And it's dumb.
You're right. I'm gonna hate it probably.
Nah,
I
just
hate it.
we'll have time to practice, so we'll like know. All right, we're on number 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my fourth pick. Oh, let's go ahead and go with it. DuckTales.
Woohoo!
Ooh,
Woo.
that game is it's a very fun platformer. If you played Shovel Knight, they kind of based a lot of the movement abilities of that game off of DuckTales. Because Scrooge
Oh,
McDuck,
I can see it. Yeah, I can see
yeah,
it.
Scrooge McDuck jumps around on a pogo stick, which is
Yeah,
actually his cane.
yeah, yeah.
Never played the game, but I've heard a lot about it.
It's got great music too.
Oh, I know. It's a great
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've got the remaster, whatever
Oh,
on Wii.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got that version. I don't have the original, but yeah, I've got the Wii U version.
Didn't they release the Wii U version physically for a time?
Yeah, I actually have it.
That's what I have. I have the physical version.
Alright.
It's on Steam now too. But I think it was exclusively on the Wii U at first.
Yeah, I think so.
But, alright, since we're on a Disney kick, might as well get mine out of the way. Let's get dangerous with Darkwing Duck.
Oh, nice. I love that show. When I was a kid, that was like the coolest freaking show ever. It's like, man, Darkwing Duck is so freaking cool. And then you watch it now, and it's like, oh gosh, it's so cringy.
A lot of those Disney cartoons, like they were so cool back in the day, or just so fun. And you watch them now, and you're like, I watched this. But I kind of outgrew Disney probably around 96 or 97
Scoundrel.
maybe.
I still haven't outgrew Disney.
So,
I got back into Disney in college, but like when I was a kid, I'm like,
Oh,
Disney's
you
for babies.
devolved.
So I kind of outgrew like a lot of Disney cartoons, and that's when I discovered Nickelodeon. But,
That's what everybody was saying in high school. They're like, you play the Nintendo, but what
Yeah.
about the newest codfish, man? You gotta respect the codfish.
Yeah, I remember those days. Those were not fun times.
Darkwing Duck and Goof Troop was my favorite Disney shows for the Disney afternoon segment.
I watched a lot of Goof Troop. I
I
remember
like the
Goof
movie a
Troop.
lot.
I remember Aladdin. I do remember Darkwing Duck. I didn't watch a lot of it. I do remember a lot of DuckTales and Tailspin.
Yeah, well, Tailspin was a spin-off of Darkwing Duck, I think.
Really?
And then that was all a spin-off of DuckTales.
Really?
DuckTales came first, and then
So-
those other two. Or I'm sorry, not Tailspin. I'm thinking of McQuack.
Okay. Yeah, Tailspin's Jungle
That's
Book.
totally different. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. What's his name? Launchwing McQuack.
Launchpad.
Launchpad. Yeah, Launchpad. Yeah, he was like Darkwing Duck's sidekick,
Oh, okay.
but he was a big character in DuckTales.
Okay.
The Disney
All right.
lore goes deep with that one.
I guess so.
check the wiki. Fandom.wiki.
Oh no. Don't.
So,
That is a.
what you got for us, Monkey?
I don't have any Disney games because I don't have any Disney games on my NES.
Yeah.
But I guess going back to alphabetical, is Kid Icarus.
Ugh.
I just haven't played Kid Icarus in like over a decade. I'm like, yeah, it'd be kind of fun to pop that game in again and remember
That's a
why
weird
I have.
series because it's like there's two games. One is really fun and one is not.
Oh, you have the grindy segments. Is that what you're talking about? Like the farming for?
No, I like the 3DS game, but then
Oh,
the original. There's only two games in the series. It's like the one on the 3DS and then the original.
There's actually 3 of them.
Oh yeah, one's in the Game Boy, isn't it?
Yeah. That's actually the sequel.
yeah. So Kid Icarus Uprising on 3DS. That's the third in the series, not the second.
Oh, my mistake. I like that game a lot though. I had a ton of fun with that.
I only played a little bit of the 3DS one, but it just felt weird to control because like the stylus and just like started to hurt my hand, and I just couldn't play it for that long.
Kid
I got used to it. The story and the characters are so freaking great in that game.
Kid Icarus was a black box game, right?
Like,
Maybe.
What's that?
One of the early NES games.
oh, I think so. Like Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
know,
was like
I-
that era, like 1985, 85, 86, 92.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay, in America came out in '87.
Hmm.
I mean, it has kind of the black box design, but it was like in a gray box, and it also has the password system, which was kind of a unique thing. I know that Kid Icarus and Metroid had the same type of like password system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Fun fact,
Oh.
Metroid is one of the games I actually beat at one point.
That's actually impressive. That game is not pleasant for the
I-
modern gamers'
I-
sensibilities.
I played it in one sitting for like 8 or 9 hours.
Someone had a
Also-
shotgun pointed at your head and said, "You need to finish this game, or you'll never see your family."
And I'd be like, "Sorry, family, I can't beat this game."
I
Alright,
hope there's no Metroid in the next life. Okay, sorry. Number
So-
5.
right.
Let's see here. My number 5. Let's go with Ninja Gaiden.
Okay, well, that is a game I at least have on my shelf, so I don't have to worry about like emulating.
Yeah, I was calm.
I am
I
afraid
wasn't too
that
crazy
game,
with
though.
both
That
picks.
game's hard, but all right.
That one's the one I played the most. I think it's the easiest to like pick up and understand. The sequel and the other one, like I think there's 3 of them. Like those two add a lot, but I feel like the first one's pretty easy just to pick up and go.
I,
I'll
ho-
hold you.
I hope the wheel skips that one.
I agree. But we can't wish the wheel to skip all these games because
It had really good cutscenes and stuff too. It was really impressive for the time.
Oh, I agree.
yeah, no, it is.
All right, Monkey, lay on your.
It's actually...
Wait, sorry. I'm getting my order mixed up.
How
So
dare you?
let's change up from all of these platformers that's happening. Adventures of Lolo.
Okay,
Oh, that's a
al-
puzzle game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. Not enough to like be able to like, be like, oh, I got this.
Yeah, like there's like 4 or 5 different mechanics in the game, and you gotta solve each room to continue on to the next. And that's basically the game.
Yeah, I picked it up recently. I want to play it, so this would be a fun opportunity to play it. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's actually like one of the first games that popped in my mind that I wanted on this list.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of nice. And all my picks are all like platformers, I think, except for kind of.
Most of
Well,
mine are too.
a couple aren't.
Yeah.
I've got a couple that aren't, but most of mine, what like 5 or 6 of my picks at least are platformers. But I've got a couple on here to break up.
Ooh,
that.
my next one qualifies as not a platformer.
I'm curious. Do any of you guys have any shoot 'em ups?
I was gonna pick one like one of my favorites,
Hmm.
but without turbo controls, it kind of sucks to play because it's just like mash, 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 mash. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I won't blow out
that's
wrist.
one genre I kind of was lacking, so I didn't know if you guys picked any or not.
Yeah, I really love the original Gradius a lot and Twin Bee, but like I said, without turbo, it's not fun to just sit there and just pile on your A button.
Yeah, but I almost picked one, but I didn't. Okay, my next game is another NES classic and is outside of OG Donkey Kong, this is the only other NES game that I've ever beaten in my life. OG Zelda.
Oh,
It's
okay.
definitely a good pick. I never beat it. I tried to play it. Well, I tried to play it for like a week at some point in my life, like in my early
That was
20, in my early
that was
20,
Zelda week.
pretty much. I think I made it to the fourth dungeon or something like that.
Now, did you do 4 dungeons, or did you just like start the game and immediately like stumble onto the fourth dungeon? Because that's kind of the cool thing about that game. Is you can kind of
Uh,
Yeah.
explore.
I I was I don't remember.
I don't remember what the fourth dungeon is. I think it's green. In my mind, it's green. It might not be.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the dungeons. I mean, I know what like the aesthetics of the dungeons. I know like the first one's like a bird, and I know the
Oh, like the
third one.
map layout.
And I know the third one is the infamous one
The matcha,
because
is it matcha symbol?
yeah,
I imagine people will want to see that get picked at some point.
oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure they will. I mean, it's a classic.
Okay. Well, this is 6, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine, this is not. I mean, it kind of is a platform, but it's kind of not. It's Double Dragon 2.
I almost picked Double Dragon 1.
See, I don't
I've
like
got
one. One
Cut.
1,
feels
2,
way too
and
like
3.
lit.
But isn't Double Dragon 1 like worse than 2?
Oh yeah, me anyway.
Well, I'm just saying I almost picked Double Dragon 1, so I'm kind of like, oh, cool, 2 got picked. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, two was like I played that game a ton as a kid. Like that was like a actual like small fruit, like baby fruit sitting there with his cousin
No.
playing Double Dragon 2 co-op.
Alright, so what do I want to go with next to share with you guys? Um, that one's a unique one, so I guess I'll throw another platformer out there. Monster Party.
I've wanted to play that game. I have that on my wish list. I've wanted to play that for a while. So yes,
I,
I'm
I
down.
don't know what that is.
I think it's another game Angry Video Game Nerd featured, I think.
Huh.
At,
Yeah, I
at
don't think
least
I've ever heard of it.
No, the gaming historian. That's who did it.
I don't watch the gaming historian.
Huh? What?
Who?
Virus said he hasn't watched that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either.
yeah. His is like little documentaries of like different aspects of video game history. It's really interesting. And he did an episode on Monster. I'm sure the AVGN has as well, but I think the gaming historian. I saw him talk about that game. Like that game sounds pretty cool. I want to get that game.
After we get off here, I'll have to look it up because I have no idea what that is.
No worries. I don't. At least unless someone ends up saying a duplicate of something on my list, then I don't have any more of ghostly games.
I don't have any on mine.
I got one.
You got a spooky one?
Yeah, I got a spooky one.
Spook me.
Yeah, Maniac Mansion.
I don't know
Ah,
what that is either.
I discovered this from Game Grumps many years ago. It's like a point and click, haunted house game, and apparently it's like a choose your own adventure where you can like choose like one of a few different characters, and like the rooms that you go in would trigger certain events to happen, and it sounded interesting. I'm probably remembering it wrong, because I haven't seen gameplay of it in like I don't know 10 years, but it sounded interesting, so I bought it, and I haven't played it yet.
If it's a point and click, I don't know how we'll really judge who's ahead or not, but it'll still be fun to watch.
Maybe how many items people have or how many rooms they've walked in, I don't know.
I
We'll figure
was
it out.
I was honestly debating about maybe putting Metroid on my list because I do have a way to gauge a way for us to gauge how far we are in that game, but I decided against it.
Well, now
I
you
have that on
count
my
how many
backup.
clicks we've done in that game in Monster, whatever it's called,
Maniac Mansion.
Maniac Mansion, Monster Mansion. All right, my next one. This is number 7. It's another platform. Well, you know what? No, let's skip ahead. Let's be different. It's gonna be. I call it the Penguin game. The English name is Antarctic Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing this ROM like ages ago, and
Go ahead and read the Japanese title just for fun.
yeah, it's a Kyakoku Nankoku Daiboken, which means I think Antarctic Adventure time for something, whatever. But yeah, it
Okay.
turns out because if you look up the game, there's an English box art of it, but there's no English release, and it turns out it was actually released on the ColecoVision in America.
Interesting.
But the NES, it was only on the Japanese NES, the Famicom.
I've got a ColecoVision. It doesn't work, but I've got a ColecoVision.
I am impressed, Fruit. I don't think I can pronounce Japanese names as well as you do.
I've been playing a lot of Yakuza lately.
uh,
A lot of Yakuza.
yeah,
I would only know from watching anime on how to pronounce certain names in Japanese, or to just try. I'll probably butcher it still, but it's a decent try.
that's
Yeah, I
a,
played that game a lot. It's a fun little like you basically race around as a penguin and
yeah,
dodge seals
it's
and stuff.
it's a very kind of like, I don't know, Outrun or F-Zero kind of
Yeah.
gameplay kind of thing. So yeah, that should be an interesting uh, genre change.
Now, if I had the other Penguin game, I would have put that on my list because I wanted to play that since I discovered it exists, but I don't have it, so it's not on my list. But maybe someday, if we do a season 2 of NES games, maybe I'll have it by that time and I'll throw it in there. A season 2.
Or you could use your pooter.
All right, so I guess it's my turn now, right?
Yeah, number 8, right?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, so numbers don't really help me.
I just want to know like how many more chances I have to say something. It's like, should I leave that one out? Did I say that one? Yeah, I got it. 3 more. Okay.
All right, so here's going to be a unique one, probably the most unique game on this list.
Ooh.
Have any of you ever heard of Pinball Quest?
I remember the original pinball on NES with the little Mario-looking guy.
Okay, no, this is a actual, like, it's a pinball game, but as you move up, you're hitting your balls into enemy characters and stuff, like, sort of like a very simple RPG adventure.
Oh, that sounds interesting. On the
Yeah.
Was this like a late NES game or like
I don't know, but it's made by the company Jellico.
I've heard of them? Because that sounds like a really interesting and like kind of complex
Oh,
concept.
oh, trust me, I wish they would reboot or bring back the series in some fashion, or someone would do a spiritual successor or something.
That
Yeah.
sounds
To
really
answer your
fun.
question, Fruit, it came out in 1990.
Okay, yeah, like I said, it just sounds like conceptually that that'd be like a much more advanced idea, so that makes sense. It'd be like later.
The graphics actually look pretty advanced too.
It was one. So I've been in multiple stages of collecting in my life. So this was when I started collecting at some point in my 20s. It was one of the first NES games I picked up. So
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I
Yeah,
never even heard of it like listed anywhere.
I am adding that right now to my wish list.
now, forewarning, the physics of the pinball are just not great because, well,
It's still NES. They're still trying to get their swing a little bit.
I enjoyed the original one. Like 1985 like Mario looking pinball
Yeah,
game. I played that a lot.
But yeah, that's probably the most weird one I have.
yeah.
Okay.
Chances are, I have a feeling that Goonies 2 and Maniac Mansion were my like weird picks. The others are a lot more normal.
The Bible one's pretty out there too.
Bible is probably my weirdest. It was so weird, I kind of forgot I picked it. Okay, so my next one, another NES classic, but it is not a platformer. Punch Out.
Oh, okay. I thought
Wait,
that.
what? Wait, what?
Punch Out. Featuring Mike Tyson.
That was my other big one.
Oh, I stole one of yours?
Yeah, so now I gotta do one of my duplicates, so you're probably gonna hate me once I pick which one I want to go with.
Yes, punish the monkey. Make him suffer.
I'm already punished enough. I haven't played Ghouls and Goblins or whatever it's called.
We
Ghouls
hope
and-
so. If the wheel is any judge.
But yeah, nice. I will probably end up going with just the standard Punch-Out because that's cheaper to buy. But if you want to go with Mike Tyson, I'll buy Mike Tyson.
I don't think any of us will reach Mike Tyson, so it's no worries. Mr. Sand, or not Mr. Sandman, what's his name? Mr. Dream, he'll work.
What version do you have, Angry?
I have the Mike Tyson version.
Okay.
But I think the only difference is
Yeah.
if you're fighting Mike Tyson or Donkey Kong, which I kind of want to pick up that version as well.
Just
to
Mr.
have.
Dream.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong's the Wii version.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
The first I ever got was Sandman.
Just to stick with us playing the same game, I'll hunt down Mike Tyson's Punch-Out if it comes up on the wheel. Yeah, I'm gonna try to buy every game that the wheel picks for the episodes.
I don't own video games. No, I have like modern ones, but like the retro stuff. I've got some at my like parents' house, but I don't.
Yeah. When are you going to go to your parents' house and like dig all those out and either give them or sell them to me?
Sell them all to you.
I mean, I don't want the duplicates, but
For you, I charge 1.2 times market price.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'm definitely interested in it, especially like when you got like some of that
Earthbound.
Sega stuff and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a ton of Sega stuff.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in a lot of the Sega stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole drawer of Sega.
Cool. Okay, is it my pick again?
Again, no. Fruits.
Yeah, you just picked you literally just picked
I
Punch Out.
completely forgot because it went back to Myra talking about Punch Out, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he picked Punch Out.
All right, my next one. So I've got 3 left. I'm gonna do. I figured you guys wouldn't pick any from this series, so I went with a title that I like. It's not the one I played the most, but it's not like I still like it. It's Mega Man 4.
Okay, I almost picked a Mega Man game, but I'm like, nah, Fruit's gonna pick a Mega Man game, so I'll just let
Yeah,
you.
yeah. 3 is my favorite by far. I love 3 from the classic series, but yeah, 4 is really fun too. 5
Yeah.
and 6 where things get a little more. 6
Yeah.
especially. I'm not a fan of 6.
Yeah, I was about to put a Mega Man game on my list. I am pretty awful at them, so I was trying to avoid it if possible.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
can always like.
put 3 on my list, but I'm like, Fruit will probably pick Mega Man 3 or a
Yeah, I
Mega Man
didn't.
game.
That's the thing. I made my list kind of like with you in mind, thinking like, okay, he'll probably pick 3 because that's the one that he knows the best.
Which is
So-
also very little, but it's the only one I've actually played. I got completely
That's because I
destroyed.
made you play it. I think that Nyan, like when it came
No.
out on the Virtual Console, I was like, Monkey, you gotta get it. It's the best one.
No, I picked it up at Goodwill like many years
But
ago.
didn't you originally get it like on Virtual Console way back in the Wii days?
No.
Oh.
That was my very first time I ever played a Mega Man game. was I found it at Goodwill for like $5, and I'm like, oh, cool, Mega Man game for $5. Yeah, I'll get it. So I played it, and I'm like, wow, I knew this game was going to be hard, but I couldn't beat a single level. Like, wow, this is
Yeah, one gets like a lot of one has just a really bad stage design a lot of times with the
My
enemies responding constantly. Two is solid, but I think three just expands on things and adds way more.
two's always the one recommended the most.
Yeah,
My
people like two a lot.
my original Mega Man experience was me and a friend, because a lot of times I would play games with handing off the controller. We would play through my copy of Mega Man X, which
Oh, that's solid. I think we talked about that on your server a few times about
yeah,
the X series.
yeah, maybe. But we
Yeah,
was
that's
a,
really fun.
we was able to get to Wily's castle, just couldn't go through the gauntlet of enemies, though.
Yeah, you get to the end, you have to do all of the Mavericks again, or Robot Masters, depending on which
But
series.
yeah, so it's my pick now.
Yep.
All
Number
right.
9.
So I had to put at least one mascot game on my list, and I went with Yonoid.
I played that. That's actually a pretty good game. I
I
like that game a
remember
lot.
I know kind of like what I mean I know what he is, and I know I've seen footage of what the game is, but I've never played it. So
Yeah, it's fun. I actually really like that game.
okay.
Yeah, so I was originally looking to see if they made a different Cool Spot game, but it seems like the only Cool Spot on NES is a puzzle type game, so I went with
Yeah,
Yonoid.
The Super Nintendo one's fun. The cool spot.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my mascot pick. Now, so you guys can choose kind of what my next pick will be. Do you want kind of a standard game, or do you want another hard game added to the list?
Okay, I'll be a contrarian. Hardest you got.
Interesting. Okay, go ahead, Angry. Or Monkey,
Uh,
whatever you want to be
okay.
called.
Whatever your name is.
Um, okay. My next pick is Star Tropics because I've never played it and it looked interesting.
Ooh, another Zelda type
Action.
game.
Yeah, action RPG kind of thing.
Yeah, I've never played it. That was also one I discovered from the Gaming Historian. I'm like, this game sounds really cool. I want to get it. And
I never played this
I
before.
I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. It's lumpy for some reason, so that's kind of weird. If you want,
It's lumpy.
Pyro, I can give you a picture of my lumpy cartridge.
I want your lumpy cartridge picture.
That was my first reaction. I opened it. I'm like, oh, cool, Star Tropics. I'm like, why is it lumpy?
Send me your lumpy cartridge pics.
All right, you go, Fruit.
Okay, this is my number 9. So we're kind of getting down to the wire here, where it's like there's multiple things I want. I'll go with Contra, the original.
Okay.
That's like really the only one I played. Well, on the Super Nintendo, there's Contra 4. I think it's 4.
I almost picked
Second guessing
Contra,
myself.
but I also realized this game is really hard.
It's
Uh,
um I don't think it's necessarily hard, it's just a matter of muscle memory, I think.
Yeah, knowing where the enemies are, it's pretty easy. Like that's one of those games. Like, I used to have a friend that would play couch co-op a lot, and we could knock out that game together pretty easily.
okay,
Like
my
he
main
said, once you
thing
get
to do
the
with
memory, once you have memory of like where the
I
enemies are,
muscles
it's
have
pretty
no
easy.
memories.
Well, you gotta forge the memories. You gotta actually play your cartridges. You gotta play your plastic.
Yeah, I'm not.
I encourage you to play some plastic a little bit. Okay.
I've never personally played that much of Contra, so I would still be bad at it. But it's definitely one I'm more interested into getting a chance to play.
Yeah, it's fun, and there's a variety of gameplay because there's like you have the regular side scroll, and then you have this weird thing where it's like kind of third person view,
Yeah,
and that's like there's like a few stages like that. It kind of mixes up a little bit.
All right. So
Last one.
my last pick. I'm probably gonna go the hard route just because
Yes.
Because you don't like me.
we need to give the wheel a chance to actually pick one of the 3 or 4 hard games we have on the list. So I'm gonna
We'll
get.
get all four.
Kirby.
I'm gonna up the percentage on that a bit. So you guys might already know what I'm talking about when I say this, but if you hate Marble Madness, you're gonna hate this. And that is Snake Rattle and Roll.
Yes. I was about to say, you heard me hissing. I was like,
I actually
I really like that game.
too.
You what?
Have you
I
beat that game, Fruit?
I've not beat it, but I've messed around with it a lot. I
Yeah,
like it a lot. It's fun.
it's
a rare game,
interesting.
actually.
It's a fun game, and so I picked it up recently, and I haven't got a chance to play it yet. So I'm actually kind of excited. I didn't realize it was going to be a stupid hard game, but all right.
The concept isn't hard. It's just the levels get a little harder. And by a little, I mean a lot.
Snake level in Battletoads too.
Yeah, there is.
The snake pit.
Fortunately, we won't get to the snake pit.
Yeah, we will. It's what is that, stage 5?
All right. Do you guys?
Or no, it's 6.
Five.
You guys have any closing thoughts before we get to the session of spinning the wheel?
Well, we got 2 more games.
Oh yeah.
We,
My bad. It was my last one.
yeah.
Monkey, it's your
Yeah,
last
no-
hurrah.
I'm glad you
Don't
got.
try to rip it off the game. So I've got like okay, so I mean, since Kirby's Adventure is already picked, so now I'm looking at my little backup list here, and I've got 3 from my list of like 7 that kind of stand out. So, I guess I'll just name off all 3, and you guys pick on which one sounds the best.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I got Adventure Island,
No.
Blaster
No.
Master, and
Cool.
TMNT Arcade.
Wait, what was
What
that?
was the second one?
What was the second one?
Blaster Master.
Oh, okay.
Even though I don't know how we're gonna gauge this, I pick Blaster Master out of them 3.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
What was you had some reaction to that one? I wanna know
Well,
what-
not Blaster Master, but the one before it. I picked an Adventure Island game as my last one.
Oh,
Alright, that kind of worked.
did you
All
want
right.
did you want Adventure Island? Because it doesn't matter to me.
No, so my last pick is actually Adventure Island 2.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
last one.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, so I was
Okay.
like, don't pick Adventure Island, pick 2, it's better.
Okay.
Well,
alright, so
I guess we still have a chance to play an Adventure Island then.
Yep. So
All right,
Blaster
so I
Master.
think we should probably, since we talked for quite a while, probably like just run down the list of games, so that way like the viewers know, and also easy
Well, I feel like
for you
they're
when
I
you-
feel like they're on the screen too.
They are. They will be.
Yeah, viewers are on the screen.
For us,
Yeah,
they're
They've been on
not.
the screen all along.
For us, they're not. For us, we've just been talking for the last hour and a half or something, and so I don't even know what the first game that Viro picked was. No, I do. The second game. I don't know what the second pick was.
I
Well,
don't know your 7th pick.
this is going to be our standard episode length, so
That's true. Yeah, I figured that this would be like a 15-minute thing, just like, oh, announcement, this is what's coming, here are the games. I wasn't
No.
expecting this discussion, but it was a fun discussion.
no,
so-
we gotta
Yeah.
give that engagement.
Yeah, you gotta like introduce your games and like who you are.
But yeah, so I got nothing for the end of this session before we'll eventually get to the wheel spin. So,
Yeah,
which
I'm pretty much. Yeah, I'm ready for the wheel. I'm very curious because like the thing is this first session kind of we don't have as much time to practice because
Yeah.
I actually am out of town for a lot of next week. So basically, we've got a weekend to like knock out the practice. So
so
as soon as we
basically
know,
it's gonna be a rental weekend.
Let's not
yeah,
play the stupid hard game just to get it out of the way.
no,
So that way I don't have to worry about the stupid hard game.
you need to have time to practice it. If it's hard, your priorities are all out of whack.
My priorities are let's get it over with.
If it's Kirby, you can be like, that's fine.
What?
And then you die on Kirby. Kirby kills you.
You know what? That's probably gonna
What?
happen. Dying on Kirby a lot because
Just
the last time
Kirby
I
will
played
kill
a
you.
Kirby game, I'm like, why am I struggling so much with a Kirby game? It's a Kirby game. It's supposed to be easy.
Oh,
Why am I
gosh, that
dying
was like 10 years ago. I remember that.
No, no, I'm talking about a couple months ago.
Oh,
I played a little bit of Kirby Crystal Shards, and I was battling one of the bosses, and I'm like,
I love that game.
I know this boss is supposed to be easy. Why am I
Oh.
struggling so much with him?
That game made me so happy. I remember getting that game. I was in Best Buy.
Good times.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
all right, we'll go ahead and stop here for a second. For the viewers, it will just be a second. For us, it will be like 15 minutes. Hello, all. This is post-recording Viro, and there's just a heads up I need to give you guys about this wheel spin. So originally we did a wheel spin, and it landed on Maniac Mansion. After trying out that game, it decided it was kind of hard to really gauge that as a first episode, so we ended switching that out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Angry Monkey switched it out. But since Maniac Mansion was picked on the wheel, at some point in this first season, the three of us are going to do a let's play of it. I don't know if that will be a single episode or in parts, but we will play through Maniac Mansions for those that would have been looking forward to that game. So anyways, back to your normal programming with the wheel spin. Hello, all, and welcome to the actual spin, and, well, we actually, it's been a second for you, but for us, we already spun and tried out a game, and it didn't work out too well. I'll hand it off to Monkey to tell you
Explain my-
the brief
Yeah.
of it.
Hi. So I
Take
don't know
responsibility, monkey.
what I am. I'm.
This
one
is
of
this is a fruit here. Sorry.
They know who you are. This is tacked on at the end of the other video. Anyway,
For
so-
us, it's been a while.
yeah, that was a long like hour and a half or whatever. Yeah, so the wheels spun and it was Maniac Mansion. We tried it out and it was a fun game, but wow, that was an absolute train wreck of trying to figure out what are we supposed to do in this game. I mean, I knew that it was a where are you supposed to go game, and by the way, I'm kind of afraid that if Goonies 2 gets picked, we might have a similar problem because it's a where do I go kind of game.
If that happens, you are getting seppuku.
Okay. So I will take responsibility and I will commit seppuku, because I have brought great shame and dishonor among Fruit and Viro. Anyway,
This is the
Yeah, so,
Pyro
if you guys wanna
family.
play through Maniac Mansion, let me know because I would love to play through that in a Let's Play. But that was a horrible choice. That was probably the worst choice you could possibly have in a race type setting. So I have volunteered TMNT Arcade as my 10th game instead of Maniac Mansion. But I really enjoyed what I played, and I think that if me and Fruit were in the same room, I think it would be a lot more enjoyable rather than where do I go, and because it was an interesting game. I will say that it was unique. but
Hey
not good.
guys, Fruit speaking here. I would like to get drunk before I attempt that again. No, we spent the last like hour and a half, 2 hours like playing it, just kind of like, test it out. And yeah, it was a fun experience, but it's definitely not conducive to an exciting like everybody watch this race kind of thing. So yeah,
It's more of a let's figure it out together kind of game, not a race to the finish kind of game. Because it really is trying to figure out on how, like, okay, so I have this key. The key goes here. Okay, well that gave me this item. What do I do with this? So, like, I had
yeah, it's like
with a broken bottle of ketchup. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? But it probably leads to something like 4 hours down the road. But
I think
yeah.
it really felt like purgatory, honestly, because it's like I feel like I could restart my game at any point in time, and I could be like right back to where I was, like in an instant, right?
But then you wouldn't have your broken bottle of ketchup and your old
But no, you
battery.
could get the bottle of ketchup in like an
Wow.
instant. It's like
all right. So
Pyro-
perhaps we should spin.
Yeah, let's spin.
I suppose so, Vyra. That sounds like a fine idea.
What are we gonna end with for the
Mega Man
first?
4, please. This well should be something else. Oh, Tiny. No, yeah, Tiny Toons.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's a Vyra
Well,
win
at least
there.
there's an actual like thing that we can.
An actual
Yeah.
game.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for our like pre-season episode thingy. You'll be able to find Angry Monkey's channel in the description below, and this will actually also be on his channel. So
Yeah. So
And one day,
guys,
if you're in the
if
distant
you
future, I
haven't
might be.
yet-
Oh, sorry, you go ahead first.
in
Anyway,
silence.
I was gonna say, if you're watching this in the distant future, I might have my own channel, but as of now, the monkey
Oh,
will do
yeah,
the
that's
promotion.
possible. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to hear more from me and Fruit, aka Citrus, because no matter how much he wants to be dead named or not dead named or whatever, he's still Citrus on my channel, at least for right now. Anyway, you come on over to my channel. If you're watching on Vyros, you can subscribe on mine as well, where we have video game stuff as well, unboxing videos as well. I also have a Facebook, Instagram, and the Discord server. Vyro also has a Discord as well, so you can join both of us on there, hang out with the three of us on either server, or both. Both is better. And have some fun. What's my slogan of have fun, hang out, nerd out?
Well, I will see you guys the 18th.
Vyro Monkey, it was pleasant evening with you guys.
Yeah, it was fun discussing all these games, and I like to close out my videos and say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.